It's the Line Makers on Sporting News, presented by Jack Daniels. St. Louis at Seattle. Seahawks outside chance of still winning the NFC West division. Brian Blessing with Micah Roberts. Before we did this video, Seattle laying 10.5, total on the game's 41. Micah said, can you make a case for St. Louis in this spot? And we sat here and rattled off about 15 things that, yes, you absolutely can. And one thing we didn't mention, with all the other things we talked about, you got St. Louis that tied and beat the Niners and beat Seattle.
Yeah. They haven't lost in the division this season. 4-0-1 against their own division. They're pretty good teams in their division that they're playing against, at least with San Francisco and Seattle. Week 4, the Rams beat the Seahawks 19-13. Very impressive win. But you also got to look at some other things this season. The Rams as a dog in those spots. Jeff Fisher has got his teams up. They're 10-3 against the spread this season. Jeff Fisher going for the first winning season in St. Louis since 2003. And I like his chances. I think he gets his locker room up for this game. And in the same time, how are we looking about with Seattle as they're scoreboard watching, seeing what's going on with the San Francisco Cardinal game? We're anticipating the 49ers to at least be up by quite a few. I don't know how many, but let's just say double digits. And what happens to the players knowing that they have no chance of playing at home? They're going to be playing on the road for the rest of the way. Is that a possibility that maybe could take away from some of their emotion that we've seen carried on when they've scored 150 points in the last 3 weeks? How can you make a case for the Rams? I think we made a small case for them here, and I think there's a lot of points, maybe a little overinflated.
Seattle's 9-2, though, against the spread in this series in the last 11 games. But again, not just the emotion. If they're watching the scoreboard and they see San Francisco running away, it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility for Carroll to take guys out and just keep them fresh because they got to turn around and play next week.
Yeah, and I know Pete Carroll's one of those guys. He doesn't want to concede to anything, but we're already looking at Richard Sherman. He's probably going to be out of the game with the suspension, and he doesn't want to see any of his other players get hurt. And there's no need to be running them out there, especially a horse like Marshawn Lynch, even a guy like Russell Wilson. We might even see Flynn in there. I don't know what his strategy is, but I know Carroll at this point knows that the game isn't important, so we'll have to see what happens.
Many gray areas. Seattle, one thing's for certain, they're going to the postseason. They're laying 10.5 against the Rams. Total on the game up in the Great Northwest is 41.